Good afternoon. My name is Ala McCoy. I'm Director of Startup Support at the University of Maryland Ventures. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to everybody who joined us today for the next installment in Startup Fundamentals workshop series. Both our live audience welcome and those watching on our Startup UMD YouTube channel. This workshop series is offered by Ventures and Maryland Technology Enterprise Institute at the University of Maryland. Everybody who is right here, right now, attending our live session, please feel free to submit questions using the Q&A function. You should be able to find it at the bottom of your screen. And as a reminder, we are recording it and it will be posted on YouTube. So if you wish to remain anonymous, you can use the Submit Your Question Anonymously button. There should be like a thing that you can click. So thank you. Please submit your questions. We will save most of them until the end, but it would be great if you submit them as you think of them. So today we're joined by Kim Mozingo and Julia Deng from Maryland TEDCO, and they will tell you more about that organization if you have not heard of it. And they will tell us about their SBIR, STTR assistance programs. Which is very, very timely since the Congress just reauthorized SBIRs and STTRs. So Kim, who is Vice President of Federal Programs at TEDCO, and Julia, who is Director of SBIR Programs at TEDCO, will tell us how their programs can maximize your chances of receiving it. Not only that, but also getting additional funding. So thank you so much, Kim and Julia.
Thank you, Ella, for the introduction. Yeah, so hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Julia. So I'm the director of SBIR program in TEDCO. So you already heard from Ella. Together with me is Kim Mozingo. She's the vice president at TEDCO. So today is really, we are excited to share an overview of the recently passed the SBIR STTR reauthorization and some of the key changes. These changes definitely introduced new opportunities and new requirement. So that's today's, okay, so now is why. So you may ask me why this matters in 2026, right? So all of you, probably you already know SBIR STTR is America's largest source of early stage non-diluted funding for innovative small business. SBIR STTR provides millions of dollars annually to help small business develop and commercialize new technologies. With recent program reauthorization in April 2026, then that presents an important time for companies to explore new funding opportunities. That's exactly why we want to talk about today. And that's today's agenda. So first, we want to give you a very quick introduction about TEDCO. Then we're going to go through some of the SBIR STTR basics. And then, so we majorly want to discuss what change happened and the new authorization. And what's the new strategies for small business to take to win the SBIR STTR award. And also we would like to discuss what kind of the resource and the program available in TEDCO to help you, to support you. And at the end, we can go through any question and answers you may have. So now I would like to ask, Kim Mozingo to talk about, to give the introduction about TEDCO. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Thank you, Julia. Hi, everyone. I'm really glad so many people are here today. This is an important topic. And like Julia said, it's good timing for small businesses. So TEDCO, if you don't know who we are, we're the Maryland Technology Development Corporation. We've been around for 27 years. We were started by legislation in the state that set up TEDCO. And our mission is to enhance economic empowerment for small businesses by fostering an inclusive and entrepreneurial innovation ecosystem. We identify, invest in, and help to grow technology and life science businesses. Next slide. These are our core values, and I added this slide because it's important to our CEO and to everyone else that you understand how we work. So we use all of these core values. We use them every day. Collaboration, of course, is a big one that we use. And respect is another one. So we need to respect each other, and we also have respect for you. Stewardship is important because we have state funding, so we're funded by the state. And that means we need to take care of that funding, and we need to take care of you. All of these are important, as I mentioned. So thank you, Julia. You can go to the next slide. So this slide is a little bit confusing, but this talks about the funding that TEDCO has. We have grant funding, and we have pre-seed funding up through venture funding. Our Maryland Stem Cell Research Fund, that's one of the technology transfer programs that we offer, is just grant funding. So if you're working in technology or in stem cells, you definitely want to apply for this program. We have often webinars and things like that on the Maryland Stem Cell Research Fund. The MII initiative is a very important program that TEDCO offers. This is for, if you're a researcher in a university and you're building something today that you think might have commercial potential, you want to get with one of our EIRs. When you do that, they can write up, they write up a description for your program, and they can send that in. That's very important. That's the first step. And we do grant funding for the initial phase of that. The second phase of that, if you decide you want to build a company, we have additional funding, and that's an investment. Federal programs is on here because we do matching funds. So this is for the SBIR program, SBIR and STTR. If you get a phase 1 or a phase 2, you definitely want to apply for this. $25,000 for a phase 1 and $75,000 for a phase 2. So that's very important. Ruby has two different kinds of funding. We have funding that we can just grant to people, and we also have RBII pre-seed funding. So RBII and UBII, that stands for Rural Business Innovation Initiative and Urban Business Innovation Initiative. And those are in all of the rural areas across the state. We have a lot of those. And we can grant you some funding through that. We actually don't give it to you, but we go do whatever you want us to do, essentially. RBII pre-seed funding is a little bit different. That is an investment in your company. Concept capital is the same. This is for small businesses that I think this is for SETI-focused small businesses. We have $25,000 that we can provide to a business. This is a very low-cost kind of loan. Pre-seed, seed funds, and venture funds are all investments that we make in companies. So if you want to apply for any of these programs, you can do that on our website. And later on, I'll put a lot of different options in the chat. Our investment team does offer an open forum once a month. That's the last, I think, Wednesday of the month. I'm not sure. It might be Thursday. In the last week of the month, you'll see our investment team does this. They do this every month. So I think we can go to the next slide now, Julia. Okay. These are all the programs, or a lot of the programs that TEDCO offers. It's not necessarily everything, but we have everything from APEX, which is the APEX Accelerator Program. We can work with you if you've been in business for a little while, you want to work with the federal government or with state government, APEX can help you. TEDCO specifically focuses on technology transfer for our APEX program. FLIP is another program that we offer. This is a small program. It's a pilot. We have about 10 companies that are registered in FLIP. If you want more information on that, I can provide that. FLIP focuses on DHA, NCI, and FNL. Bridge is another program that is wonderful, and I promise you I'm not going to go through all of these programs. Bridge is another great program. So this provides legal, accounting, and financial advisory support to small businesses. And this is any small business. So restaurants, we help hair salons, anybody who's in business. We also have a lot of regular programs like technology programs and life science programs, everyone wants to sign up for Bridge. We offer 8 programs, and I will put a link in the chat a little bit later. We offer 8 programs, and we have 3 advisors right now working with Bridge companies. DevTech is another program that we offer. This is a big program. It's important to me personally. It's been running since 2018, and I think it missed a year, and then it came to TEDCO, so that's a great thing. That program specifically focuses on business that are developing a product that they need some support with a federal lab. So if you don't know, you can work with federal labs. Usually doesn't cost anything or not very much. Lots of ways to do that. And our SBIR programs, of course, they're the next thing on the list, and that is what Julia is going to dive into now. So thank you, Julia.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah. Now I move to the SBIR STTR basics. So, okay, so for the participant today, you may know the SBIR STTR basics. If you already know, so please bear with me. I will still go to some of the basics. And the first mission of SBIR STTR. So I really putting exactly the words here. I would like to read it, just make sure I emphasize that one. The mission of SBIR STTR is to fund a diverse portfolio of startup and small business across technology area and markets to stimulate technology innovation, meet federal R&D need, and increase commercialization to transition R&D into impact. I highlight several keywords here, right? Diverse. It's really diverse technology area. It's not only, one type of technology, one type of business. Then they emphasize a lot on technology or technical innovation and the federal R&D need. Also, commercialization into impact. So if you can capture all these keywords, then you really understand SBIR STTR. And the full name is SBIR STTR is the Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer. So there's some difference between the program and a lot of similarities. I will go that part later. And there's some quick facts about the SBIR STTR program. First, SBIR STTR program has been there since 1982. And then so far, for each year, there's about $7 billion for this program. So I use 2024 as an example. 2024, the SBIR budget is $6 billion, $6.1 billion. STTR is $836 million. Each year, there's about more than 6,000 awards to give to the small business. One beauty of the program is government does not take any equity. So your IP retained in your small business. And the program set up in 1982. So far until now, there's more than $77 billion has been distributed. And SBIR CTR is for small business, but actually there's multiple, the big, the giant companies at the beginning of their stage, they start with SBIR STTR funding. I give you some example, for example, Qualcomm, iRobot, and Symantec, those well-known names at the beginning, they really, I think, benefit from SBIR STTR program. And there are totally 11 agencies support this program. A lot of you, probably because you're from university background, you may know NSF has the SBIR STTR program, but actually there's 11 agencies. And among those 11 agencies, the one highlighted in black, that's the agencies only provide SBIR programs. But for the other agencies, they provide both SBIR and STTR. And then that's 11 agencies. Let's go to next level. So not only 11 agencies, actually each agency has a lot of sub-agencies. So I'm showing a more comprehensive chart to tell you that's all the agency, sub-agency, they sponsor SBIR, STTR programs. I will not, so DOD, for example, that's all the sub-agencies of DOD. Then HHS, that's sub-agencies there. Then DOC, that's NIST and NOAA. I will not go to each of them. And then I show there's one simple budget distribution among those agencies. From this pie chart, so on the left side is SBIR, the budget distribution pie, and the right side is STTR pie. You can easily see, no matter which SBIR or STTR program, DOD is always occupied almost half of the dollars of the budget and to give the award. And then the next one is HHS. If you just simply look at the pie, you can see where the money really located there. And then there's another pie chart. This pie chart showing because SBIR offered the award given to the company in two different tabs. One tab called grants, another tab called contracts there. And it depends on different agencies. Some agency offer grants, some agency offer contracts there. If you look at the budget dollars, still almost like the contract occupied a little bit more than half, the size, and then the grant, share the other, less than half, the budget size. And then, so we all know DOD, DHS, NASA, EPA, DOT, those agencies, they prefer as grant, contracts. And then for NSF, DOE, NIST, they prefer the grants. And there's a well-known three-phase program for SBIR STTR. Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Phase 1 is for feasibility study. Usually it's a small dollar amount and from 50K to 300, to give you short time window, 6 to 12 months, let you to verify your technology to do some initial study. Based on your Phase 1 result, so the program will do evaluation. If you really convince, you have good technology and your technology is feasible, then you may get selected to move to Phase 2. The Phase 2 definitely is a bigger dollar amount from $400K to $1.8 million. Even now, they further increase the budget now. And then, so the time frame usually is 24 months. And then they give you more time and a budget to further develop your technology to build a prototype. And then the Phase 2 then can move to Phase 3. The only thing is the Phase 3 is not really the program money. It really needs some matching fund. It means your technology really go to the commercialization or transition stage. And I talk about some difference between SBIR and STTR. This table summarizes the key difference. So the major difference, these programs are very closely related. Even the format are very similar. The only thing is they belong to different budget pool. And the SBIR definitely has a bigger budget pool. STTR has a smaller budget pool. And the major difference is the research institution involvement. For SBIR, they allow company to partnering with small the research institutions. But STTR, they require a research institution partner with your team. So the one is permit, another one is required. And they also have some budget. The difference for SBIR, they allow you to subcontract up to 33% Phase 1. But STTR, they require the company to take minimum 40% of the budget. And then for university side, they have to take minimum 30% of the total budget. So that's a major difference. And definitely, I think for SBIR, there are 11 agencies, but STTR only 5 agencies can support. These slides showing the release timeline. This is a little bit old slides because now, after reauthorization, each agency try to update their timeline, update their announcement schedule and budget. So these slides may be a little bit outdated, but they still, at this moment, still valid most of the time. And then you can see DoD, now they putting the even, multiple due dates, sometimes even monthly announcement opportunities. So NSF, they put in quarterly due dates, but still you can submit a page in any time. And then HHS also have multiple due dates, and each agency has different announcement schedule. That one you need to check different agency to see the details. And I have one slide talk about who can apply SBIR STTR. So SBIR STTR, the hard requirement is you have to be a U.S. owned small business. U.S. owned means the owner or your founder has to be U.S. citizen or U.S. permanent resident. And your company size should be under 500 people. So actually that's pretty big. And the research must be done in the U.S. Is R&D focused, the funding, then you have to do R&D focused technology building. And also they may consider some investment ownership, but that's something you need to, if you are the company has investor ownership, you may look into more details there. And so we talk about recent reauthorization. So what happened? I would like to give a little bit of background. So SBIR STTR program, the program expired on October 1st last year. So that's within the 43 years history. That's the first lapse in the program. And fortunately, I think SBIR STTR program reauthorized on April 13 this year. So that's really good news for small business. And this authorization gave the program authorized to operate until September 30, 2031. So usually they do 3-year authorization, but this year they passed a 5-year authorization. And then they continue the federal investment in critical technologies, and they also allow unobligated SBIR STTR funding from 2026 can be rotated into 2027, but it's not required, depending on different agency. And now most of the agencies starting execute the program. Some of them already announced opportunities, some of them still in the preparation stage. And what's the key changes happened under the new authorization? So I look around into the official document and also a lot of discussions into different channels. I summarize some of the key changes, under the new authorization. First, I think in the new authorization, they emphasize more on transition and commercialization. They increase emphasis on strategic priorities. They putting some caps on submission and awards. They also develop or establish a new strategic breakthrough pathway. That's the new pathway for the programs. They expanded the scope of type of fund can support. They also increased security and the due diligence requirement. And there's more opportunities in AI, autonomy, cyber, biotech, energy, space, and more. That's critical technologies. I will go through each of them to give you more information. The first key change we talk about is commercialization matters more than ever. Agencies increasingly expect technology to move beyond research toward deployment and real-world impact. That's the typical cycle of SBIR STTR technologies. First one is starting from initial research, that's your phase 1. Then move to the prototype development, that's your phase 2 program. Then they want to, so you will discover some customers and support the customers that move to phase 3. And then you want also transition to the program to the real military applications or government applications. And also you move to really go to the commercial market, then generate some impact. That's the standard workflow. The only case is most of the SBIR program stay in the phase 1 and the phase 2, the first 2 stages. So really, I think the program really want to emphasize, they want to move the cycle from beginning to the end. They want to generate more transition. They want to generate more market impact. So those changes, that's the first commercialization changes. Those changes, I am going to talk change one by one, but you may see some of change is, okay, good or bad, depends how do you see that. But generally, they create more opportunities. And for most companies, they want to develop the strong technology, but I want to see strong technology alone is not enough. You need to combine to make your technology to generate more impact and transition to the real applications. The second change I'm going to talk about is the new program increased emphasis on strategic priorities. They list some of the key priority area, for example, AI, cybersecurity, space technology, biotechnology, health, advanced manufacturing, energy and climate technologies, autonomy and robotics, microelectronic and sensors. Those are priority areas. Companies should align with those the strategic technology areas, and you may see more and more opportunities. Another change I would like to talk is caps on submission and award. So the program, really want to increase attention on award distribution. The reauthorization, they include measures intended to limit excessive concentration of award among a small number of firms. And now agency can set limit on number of submission per solicitation, per topic, or per year. So even now, you can see some of the new announcement. For example, NIH, they allow company can submit up to 9 proposals per year. That's the limit there. And for NASA, each company can submit up to 2 proposals per solicitation. And also agencies can limit maximum number of active award per company. The goal is to broaden the participation and support emerging companies. And they also encourage opportunities for first-time and growing applicants. Another change is we talk about is a new strategic breakthrough pathway. The goal of these new pathways to increase support for critical technologies and great emphasis on rapid transition and deployment. They focus on technology with national importance, encourage innovation in emerging technology sectors. So the new pathway, they allow the company has the late stage SBIR technologies, they already get the phase 2 award. They can move to this new pathway. And this new pathway can give you more than up to $30 million over 48 months. That's in the SBIR STTR domains, more than $30 million is a big, huge number there. Mm-hmm. But they do have some requirement. They need you have some matching fund. Then currently DOD, DOW already implement through this the ART program. If you want to know that, you can find more details. Another change I would like to see is expanded use of TABA funds. You know TABA, so TABA, the name is called Technical and Business Assistance Fund. It's part of SBIR STTR fund. The goal is to help small business strengthen their commercialization strategies and increase the likelihood of market success. So the SBIR program set up 6,500 for phase 1 and 50,000 for phase 2. And in the new program, they expanded the use of TAPA fund. So they expanded to some additional manufacturer regulatory training, cyber hardening and risk vetting, and investor and partnership preparation, and many, many more. So they gave more flexibility to support business. But they do have strong constraints what TAPA cannot support. For example, TAPA money cannot support your internal operations. You cannot use TAPA fund to support your real engineer development effort. You cannot use TAPA to support your company general overhead. So that's the requirement. When you look at the TAPA fund, you may need to pay attention. And one more change I would like to talk about is they increased the focus on security and due diligence. So now agencies are paying great attention to foreign relationship and disclosures, to supply chain awareness, to data security and IP protection, to ownership and investment structures, and research, security, and compliance. So now they add enhanced screening for foreign ownership, control, and influence. And the companies, the one good part is if the company got denied award due to security risk determination, they will give you provide the general basis for determination, and you can reapply in future. I talked about many changes happened. So I just want to see what does these changes mean for small business. So I would like to say that these changes definitely create new opportunities, but they have new requirement. For the company, so means technology innovation alone may not be enough to win SBIR STTR fund. Commercialization planning matters more than before. And customer and end user engagement become more and more important, and companies should align with agency mission priorities. Transition and the deployment pathway now give more opportunity to the companies, and the strategic partnership can strengthen proposals. Now the company should better combine strong technology with strong commercialization strategy. So what should company do? So look out for new solicitations, because every day they may have new opportunity come out. Beware of those changing nature of competition. Understand the agency mission need, priorities, and build commercialization strategy alongside technical development. Use commercialization support resources such as TAPA and advisor networks. Leverage state and the ecosystem support program. I would like to emphasize the last part because I know your time is limited there. You have limited bandwidth, so a lot of information you may not easily capture. Even the slides I put in there, you may not able to fully digest, fully understand every component there. So, but there's a lot of state and the ecosystem support programs. Is nice if you smart to leverage those programs. TEDCO is one of the sponsor supporters in this ecosystem. Then in the next slides, I'm going to talk about TEDCO SBIR STTR related program and the resource. And hopefully you can benefit, you can learn, and then you can later to find those resources to leverage. In these slides, I list 8 related effort or program and the resource there. So I will talk each of them. So just quickly go to some of them there. Some of them I may not have time to go through, but I will put in the link, and then you can go to TEDCO website to explore. So first, I'm going to talk about SBIR STTR program offered by TEDCO. TEDCO offers 4 different types of SBIR STTR program support. So one is called SBIR STTR Proposal Lab. I'm showing on the screen on the last one. And the next one I'm going to talk about is Technical Assistance Program, because this program has some similarities, but there's some difference. And another program is called SBIR STTR TABA support. You already know what's TABA, so TEDCO provide TABA support. And the next program is called Matching Fund. TEDCO is sponsored by state. We provide the matching fund. And so I'm going to go each of them quickly, but the general requirement, there's a common requirement for all the 4 programs. You have to be, technology and life science-based companies, and you're a small business, and you have innovative technology, and you register, and the majorly operated in Maryland. That's hard requirement. And then depending on your interest, you can go to each of them to see which one fit you better. So I'm going to go, first one is, I put in 2 programs here. One is the Proposal Lab, another one Technical Assistance. I mentioned these 2 programs has similarity. They both provide SBIR STTR training program and the proposal review to help you to learn the skills, how to write a good proposals, understand the general overview of SBIR STTR, and with each different agencies and the agency specific requirement and the process there. And then if you write some proposals, so we provide the expert review to help you improve the proposal. So both programs, the setup are similar. Only thing is for Proposal Lab, we only focus on NSF. So that's the first program TEDCO set up for SBIR STTR. So that's the reason we set up for NSF focused program. And the program has been running from 2018, has been there for multiple years, and we achieved 2.6 times the national win rate for the proposals. And the Technical Assistance is a new program established last year. So instead of only NSI focused, so we focus on DOD, DOE, and NIH. Even now, we are planning to extend the scope to cover DOE, to cover other agencies, for example, NASA. But the program has 2 parts. One part I mentioned is a workshop for training, for knowledge and training. Second part is individual proposal reviews. If you have interest, so just let me know. I think I definitely would like to support. And another program I would like to talk is a tactical TABA support. So we already talked about federal TABA. Federal TABA is a part of the SBIR program, and they set up some initial scope. Even now, they extend the scope. So TEDCO also set up the TABA support to help companies to enhance your winning ratio and support your TABA task. So even the scope, we set up initial scope, commercialization support, business strategy operation, market access, penetration, and prototype support, financial planning, investment readiness, U.S. government and regulation, and the specialized program and service. Even now, we are extending the scope to respond to the federal the scope exchange, the spending. And the last SBIR program I'm going to talk is called SBIR STTR Matching Fund. We talk about the TEDCO provides the matching fund. So the phase 1, we provide about $25,000. And for phase 2, we provide about $75,000. And we have quarterly application the cycles. And that's all the information on our website. You can look into more details. I talk about all the 4 different SBIR STTR programs. Now I also list some of additional resource there. So the ecosystem provide, and so here, right, Small Business Development Center. We're putting the link here. Later, when you get the slide, you can click the link. You can go to the page to find more information. So I don't have time to cover, for example, we talk about marketing intelligence platform, right? So then bridge programs, domain expert connection. I don't have time to go through all of them, but I already provide link. So I didn't see what's time now. I finished all the slides, and then so here is our contact information, and I really appreciate you. Okay, so listen to the the presentation, and now I would like to answer any questions you may have. Let me end the slideshow.
Thank you so much.
Now I can see you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julia, and thank you so much, Kim. This has been very informative for me as well. I've learned things I didn't know, so thank you. So the questions, there were a few questions about sharing the slides, so we'll not be sharing the slides. However, this presentation will be posted on our Startup PMD YouTube channel. You can review the presentation and the slides there as many times as you would like. There are some questions. One question was, you already answered it later in the presentation, but there's a second part that you could answer. So for the matching fund from TEDCO regarding SBIR, STTR, do you require a company based in Maryland? Yes.
Yes.
And do we need permission from the company for the matching fund? Not sure I understand that question. If you could clarify, or maybe you understand that, Julia.
So can you just clarify the question?
Yeah, so what do you mean? So whoever asked it was asked by an anonymous attendee. So if you could clarify, what do you mean by permission from the company for the matching fund? Obviously, the company has to be aware that the company is the grant, the money is going to go to the company, so the company has to be aware that it's happening. But if you could clarify the question, that would be great. And thank you, Kim, for posting the links that were requested.
Yep.
We can also share those links to, so those links were posted to hosts and panelists. So maybe we could also.
Oh, they were, okay. I'll get them on to
everyone.
Yeah.
Here you go. I just did that. Oh, actually, no, I didn't.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't, sorry.
Yes, the matching fund goes to the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked that.
And also thank you for overviewing, telling us about the new changes to the new SBIR program. That was very informative. Let's see. The matching fund goes to the company. All right. Are there any other questions? Also, if needed, I saw that there were some questions about additional programs that TEDCO is doing. We can always schedule a separate webinar talking about those if there is an interest. So please let us know. So there's a question from one of the University of Maryland researchers. What is required when applying for the SBIR STTR Proposal Lab program?
For the requirement for the proposal lab, I put in the general requirement. First, you have to be Maryland companies. You have some innovative technology, and you would like to write an SBIR proposal. I think that's basically all the requirement.
And you have to be a company. So I understand, I think this is a researcher asking. If you're a researcher, you need to find a company to work with, because SBIR money can only go to a company, a for-profit small business. For us, you have to be in Maryland. And that's it.
And does the company need to have somebody who is working at the company full-time, or can it be somebody part-time at the company?
We don't have the full-time requirement for application, but the SBIR STTR has requirement. If you get award, you have to have somebody in the company work full-time.
Thank you for clarification. That's always a question, especially for startups that are coming out of university labs where they may not necessarily have somebody running it full-time quite yet. That's an important distinction.
Yeah. The process to have someone asked, is there a process to request a TEDCO staff member or affiliate to provide a pre-submission review of an SBIR proposal? Do you want to take that, Julia?
Okay, so yeah, definitely. I think so for the program, for the proposal lab and technical assistant program we set up, we don't have a requirement. For proposal lab, we have the requirement. You need to work, finish your proposal draft. We arrange a resource to use advisors to the expert to help you review your proposal. But for technical assistant, we don't have that hard requirement. If you, after you finish the program, you would like to submit your proposal, you go ahead to do it.
And that's the technical assistance link that I sent earlier.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Somehow I could not see those questions.
Yeah.
So the questions are in the, so at the bottom, if you mouse over, it would say Q&A.
Oh, I see. I look at it in chatting. Okay, I'm looking for the chatting session. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Someone is asking, can we elaborate on how to find a company to work with for the application? How does it work in general for UMD faculty?
So, okay, so that should be if you are, okay, let me say this way. Usually the company are really looking for the university partners. And you are from university, that should be very easy to find companies. Simple way, if you want to find, you can go to the award database, find some company who are recently got some of the awards related to your technology area. You can talk with them. Or I feel there's some company may reach you to find partners. Yeah. If you are really looking for support, you can come to me. I will introduce you to some of the companies.
You can also register your own startup company, and that startup company can do that. But there are some conflict of interest that you're going to have to navigate. You cannot be the PI in both the university and the company side. So somebody can run the startup company. Your former or graduated PhD student, for example, can, and then you could be the PI on the university side. So. You can reach out to us and we can walk you through, or the COI office at the university can also speak with you. So the startup company can license your technology that you developed, and then the startup company can be your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you are on the university side only, not on the company side. Yeah. Sorry.
There is no list of companies. So I can tell you that well, there is a list, but it's very huge.
Right.
Yeah.
But an option to launch your own is there.
Yeah.
So,
okay, the next question is, if we need a lab space for a technology demonstration and prototypes, what type of funds can we apply for? And if the company headquarters is not within Maryland, but the space is, does that qualify for SBIR STTR? Do you want to answer that, Julia, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can answer. So for this, lab space. So first, the SBIR STTR, there's two parts. One is the government SBIR STTR program, right? And also technical support, technical SBIR STTR support. That's two different type of it's related, but it's different. And then you are looking for funding to fund the lab space or technology demonstration. That one, if you have really good technology, you can try our technical investment path or some additional funding source. We talk about that one. That's the way. But to apply the SBIR STTR program, federal program, so sometimes they don't offer you to do the
so you can work with a federal lab.
Yes.
a lot of times the labs have exactly what you're looking for. You didn't say what you're looking for, but if you want to work with a federal lab, you can do that. We have a program called DefTech that can support you with that. If your company is not within Maryland, you don't qualify for our programs.
Yeah.
You can check with the state that you're in with their equivalent of TEDCO to see what type of assistance they may be offering.
If you can find an equivalent of TEDCO.
Correct. Not all states have it, so we're very fortunate.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Then somebody asked, is there any grant funding available for lithium ion battery manufacturing? Yeah.
So my answer is, okay, it should have some relevant opportunities. Now, especially the new authorization emphasize a lot on the energy, right? So this one probably, I suggest you look at the DOE solicitation to see there's any relevant opportunities.
And then there's Ty. Hi, Ty. Are you supporting companies that might be submitting to DARPA Connect via DARPA Expedited Research Implementation Series, that's ERIS, or Department of War Trade Winds AI? That's a good question. I think DARPA Connect is like SBIR, so we are supporting that. I don't really know enough about DARPA trade winds. Do you know about that, Julia? Or Department of...
I know DOW, the trade winds, that one, usually, if my knowledge is still updated now, because recently I haven't see that one. But that one is usually the commercialization or transition focused, the effort. So currently the SBIR program we set up, we don't support that one. But I think that one, we don't support at this moment.
Okay. Somebody asked an interesting question. They ask, what are the major differences between SBIR programs available through NOAA, NASA, and other federal agencies compared to the TEDCO SBIR program, and what are the upcoming proposal deadlines for TEDCO? So first, TEDCO does not offer SBIRs at all. We don't offer them, we don't have that kind of funding. All of the 11 agencies that Julia presented on one of the slides, I think it was slide 10, that lists 11 different agencies. And under that, slide 11, there are a bunch of sub-agencies. Each of them has a different date that they'll be looking for your proposal. So if your proposal is, to NSF, for example, you can turn it in at any time. If your proposal is to the right HHS program, you can turn it in at any time. For DoD, they will tell you exactly what they want and exactly when they want it. So it's your job to watch for those proposal dates so that you know what you need to do and when you need to do it. I hope that helped. Somebody said Julia's email seems invalid. I don't know why. That's her email address. Sorry. It's jdeng@tedcomd.com.
Jane, what I can make an intro. I can send an intro email to Julia if you'd like, if it's not working for you.
It's Jin Woon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a University of Maryland researcher.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yep, that's the email I've been using, so it works for Julia.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, are there any more questions? Thank you for so many great questions, by the way. So, and if there aren't any other questions, I'd like to thank him and Julia for the presentation. Really informative and very, very timely. Hopefully you'll get a lot of customers out of this presentation. People will come to use your services, and hopefully you won't get overwhelmed either.
Let me say two additional things. One, the SBIR and STTR programs, or the SBIR-SITR programs, are run by the SBA. That's the Small Business Administration. Those agencies that we had on slide 10, they do what the SBA tells them to do. And they are the only ones that have funding. It's because of the size of their R&D budgets. So again, TEDCO does not offer SBIR or STTR. Our funding is very focused on where your company is today. So we don't have funding to help you with your SBIR. However, pretty much nearly all of our programs are free. They're free or very inexpensive. And I want you to understand that. TEDCO is a state agency or a quasi-state agency, so we offer most of these programs for free because we have money from the state, especially for the SBIR programs, most of them. That's all I have, Ala.
Thank you. Julia, do you have any parting words for everybody?
I think I really appreciate that you all joined the seminar. Okay, so listen to the talk, and hopefully I think you can learn something from here. I wish you the best luck for your proposal journey.
Thank you. Well, again, thank you so much, Kim and Julia, and thank you to everyone who joined us today, and to those who are watching us on YouTube as well. We will be back with more programming. Thank you.
Thanks, Ala.
Thank you.